Thank you for watching. Subscribe on Deceived Husbands for more stories.
My fiancée thought I'd forgive her after she slept with 7 strangers at her bachelorette party. 7. Not 1. Not a drunken mistake. A group discount. So I vanished. No notes, no text, no dramatic monologue. Just poof gone. Like a magician with better boundaries. And now, at exactly 4:22 a.m. from my home office in Vancouver. Alone. No, I'm not shaking. I'm not crying. I'm not drunk. I'm calculating. Like an accountant who just found out half the company budget was spent on craft beer and regrets. 3 hours ago, I got a WhatsApp message. No text, just a video file from a blocked number. I almost deleted it, thinking, great, another scam video of a CEO offering me shares if I just enter my SGen. Thank God for bad instincts. The video is 52 minutes long. High definition, the kind of clarity where you can count pores. Someone's phone propped up in a hotel room in Quebec City. The star, my darling Elena. Award-winning performance. Oscar-worthy. If there's an adult film category at TIFF, she's sweeping it. I've watched it 3 times. Not because I'm a masochist. Okay, maybe a little, but mostly because I needed to be sure. I needed to count, like a traumatized Sesame Street puppet. 1, 2, 3 men. By the time I hit 7, I had to pause. Not for tears, but to marvel at the choreography. I mean, there's physics involved. Timing, logistics. Was there a Google sheet involved? This, from the woman who told me it was going to be a tame night. We're just having cocktails by the pool. Maybe some dancing, she said. Right? She forgot to mention the salsa was extra spicy. She's a corporate lawyer, graduated top of her class at UBC. Makes almost as much as I do. She's brilliant, but apparently not smart enough to check if someone in the room had the impulse control of a YouTuber with a tripod. I recognized 2 of the guys. Of course I did. Once her colleague at the firm. The married one who brought his wife to our engagement party and told me I was a lucky man. Sir, I hope your marriage counselor has a cancellation policy. The other guy runs that consulting firm her company contracts with. You know, the one I bought drinks for at happy hour last month. Great guy. Even better rhythm, apparently. The rest, no idea. Probably tourists, locals, or extras from a Quebec reality show titled Guess Who's Ruining a Wedding. The timestamp on the video, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Elena calls me. Hungover voice, soft like a kitten that committed murder. Hey baby, I miss you. I can't wait to be your wife. And I said, I love you too, because I hadn't seen the video yet. Or maybe I had, doesn't matter. I wanted her to marinate in her fantasy a little longer. We've been together for 5 years, built a life, shared an apartment in Kitsilano, joint savings account, for 150,000 Canadian dollars saved for a future house, a house that was apparently going to have 7 guest rooms, wedding next Saturday. Beautiful venue in Whistler cost us 110,000 Canadian dollars. We've got 220 guests confirmed. That's 220 people who don't know they're about to attend the emotional equivalent of a car crash catered by betrayal. Hey Race, what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to confront her. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to beg for an explanation. And I am definitely not going to try to work it out. Cancel the wedding publicly with warning. No, that's amateur hour. I'm not giving her a heads up. No text, no teary voice memo. No dramatic confrontation in a coffee shop with background jazz. Hey Race, what I'm actually going to do. Disappear. Take everything I can legally claim. Let her panic. And then, step by step, detonate her little fantasy life until it looks like emotional Chernobyl. I've already started siphoning money from our joint account into my personal one. 65% of that cash was mine anyway. I did the math twice. I even pulled out the spreadsheet she made, color-coded and all. Thank you, Elena. Your Excel skills are now helping fund my clean break. Next, I started hunting for a new place. Furnished. No lease drama. I found one in Gastown. Ocean view comes with a couch I didn't have to assemble with a 12-page IKEA manual. I borrowed a car from Pacific Motors, and I can move in Friday. I may be spiraling emotionally, but logistically I'm killing it. I've also taken the liberty of screenshotting every single frame where her face is clearly visible. All 8K pixels of shame paused, zoomed, cropped, saved the full video. Backed up in 6 different places. 1 copy in the cloud, 1 on an encrypted drive, 1 on a USB labeled tax docs, just for fun, and 1 in a folder named vacation photos, in case she ever borrows my laptop again. And the cherry on top? Scheduled a meeting with my lawyer for Monday morning. A man so calm and well-dressed. He looks like he sues hedge funds for sport. Elena gets back from Quebec City on Wednesday. She'll walk into the apartment and find nothing, just echo and despair, no note. No explanation. Just one big sad ghosting from the man she thought she'd be marrying. You see, I'm a civil engineer. I understand structural integrity. I know which beams hold the roof up, which bolts keep things from caving in. I've spent years designing bridges. Now I'm tearing one down. Hers. She thinks what happened in Quebec City stays in Quebec City. Cute. She's wrong. Wednesday at 8:33 p.m. She landed 2 hours ago. I've been gone for 21. The storm has officially begun. My phone is glowing like a Vegas slot machine. Calls. Texts. Missed calls from her. Missed calls from her sister. 2 missed calls from her best friend, who I'm 90% sure was in the damn video taking a selfie while it happened. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in my new apartment in Gastown. Ocean breeze. Month-to-month lease. Doorman doesn't ask questions. I nodded once, and he handed me the key. My kind of man. It's peaceful here. Outside, the water's calm. Inside, I'm watching a Category 5 meltdown unfold via WhatsApp. Let me rewind to Monday morning, right after I posted the original message. First stop, my lawyer's office. I walked in, handed him the flash drive like it was radioactive, and said, "You might want to sit down." He plugged it in, watched about 20 seconds, then paused. Looked at me, dead serious, and said, "Liam, she effed herself harder than those 7 guys did. If lawyers had my drops, that was it." He confirmed everything I hoped. The joint account? Fair game. The apartment lease? In my name. Legally, I owed her exactly nothing. Not even a cent. Monday afternoon, I called a moving company. Told them it was a corporate emergency relocation. They didn't ask. I paid them an extra 3,000 Canadian dollars to work fast, work quiet, and not judge me when they saw the framed quote above our bed that said, "Love is patient." They cleaned out everything that was mine in 5 hours. Precision work. You'd think they trained under SEAL Team 6, left all her stuff exactly where it was, even left the engagement photos on the wall. I thought leaving the engagement photos on the wall would be a nice touch. You know, just a warm, fuzzy reminder when she walked in. Look, there's us on the beach, and there's you on a different beach with 7 dudes. Sentimental. Tuesday was execution day. While Elena was living her best influencer life on Instagram, posting stories from the beach in Quebec City with captions like #BrideTribe, #sunburntbutcute, I was emptying the joint account like a polite little hurricane. 310,000 Canadian dollars, gone, smooth as a whisper. That was my 65% contribution, by the way. Not stealing, just for claiming what's mine, like Indiana Jones. But instead of a whip, I had a banking app. Then came the password purge. Gmail, changed. Netflix, mine. Even the Uber Eats account we shared, I locked it down. If she wants sushi, she can seduce her own delivery guy now. Next up, blocking her. WhatsApp, blocked. Instagram, blocked. Phone, blocked, but then unblocked. I left that one open. For the drama. For the final act. Then I called my boss. "Hey, he'll be working remotely for the next few weeks," he said. "Everything okay?" I said my fiancé had a bachelorette party with the population of a small town. So yeah, going through some stuff. Now for the piece de resistance, the wedding vendors. Since Elena insisted on handling all the wedding planning, everything was in her name, which meant all I had to do was send a few polite messages to let them know the groom won't be attending, the venue non-refundable, the caterers. Non-refundable. The photographer? You guessed it. Non-refundable. That's 110,000 Canadian dollars she's on the hook for. Hope her mountainside buffet was worth it. The wedding planner actually almost cried when I told her. "But Liam, what happened?" she asked, voice trembling like I'd just told her the cake had mold. I said, "Ask the bride." Then I hung up. It was beautiful. Wednesday morning, I tracked her flight on flight radar. Yeah, I'm that guy now, watching a little plane icon cross the screen like I'm playing God. 2 p.m., she landed. 7 p.m., the first call came in. I didn't answer. Of course not. I mean, what would I say? "Hi, honey. How was your rendezvous?" 9 p.m., my phone had 53 missed calls. That's a record, a personal best. I'm framing that screenshot. So I did the reasonable thing, turned off my main phone, switched to my work phone. Freedom has never looked so Motorola. Meanwhile, my brother Mateo is my eyes on the ground. He tells me Elena is spiraling. She's called everyone. Her parents are freaking out. My parents are fielding calls like hostage negotiators, telling everyone I'm safe and just need some space. Code 4. He's not coming back, and it's your daughter's fault. Even our friend group is divided and confused. Some think I ghosted her. Others are starting to put pieces together. And, of course, she's gone to the police. The police shrugged. Ma'am, he's answering his family. He's not missing. He's just done. Now, Camila, her sister, bless her nosy heart, is flooding my WhatsApp before I blocked her too. Liam, where are you? Elena is having a breakdown. She says you took all the money. This isn't funny anymore. At least tell us you're alive. What did she do? That last one had me laughing out loud. Even her own sister suspects. Oh, and fun little detail. I still have access to our shared Google Calendar. That's right. Corporate betrayal meets digital convenience. I saw she's already called in sick for tomorrow. Excellent. She's going to need the time to figure out how to pay for a wedding with no groom, no money, and the emotional equivalent of a kicked hornet's nest. The best part? She still has no idea why I left. The video was sent anonymously. She's probably cycling through every possible reason for why I vanished, except the right one. Maybe she thinks I finally caught on to the light flirting with her personal trainer. Maybe she assumes I got fed up with those mysteriously long work dinners that always ended after midnight. Maybe she believes it was her chronic inability to pick a Netflix show before I fell asleep. What she doesn't know, what she can't even imagine, is that I have 52 minutes of HD footage of her turning our relationship into a blooper reel from hell. And I don't mean blurry, sketchy footage. I mean cinematic, clear enough to spot pores, enough angles to suggest someone did a whole setup. Spielberg would have wept. Her friends from the Quebec trip, silent. Not a peep on social media, no new selfies, no boomerangs, not even a recycled sunset post. That's interesting. Group guilt. Maybe. Fear they'll be in the sequel. Also possible. Or maybe they're slowly realizing the bachelorette party wasn't just a bachelorette party. It was a season finale. Friday is Thursday, 3 days until what was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives. She'll get desperate. More desperate. Maybe she'll hire a private investigator. Maybe she'll show up at my office, all crocodile tears and perfume. Good luck getting past reception. The security guy, Paolo, doesn't even let delivery guys in without an appointment. Elena's showing up uninvited. She'll be lucky to make it past the lobby without being tossed. Maybe she'll start calling my clients, which honestly could be hilarious. Hi, I know you're building a bridge, but can we talk about my feelings? Let her spiral. I've got popcorn and excellent Wi-Fi. The wedding emails have already started coming in. Guests are confused. Some are panicking. I set up an auto reply that reads, "The wedding has been canceled due to circumstances beyond the groom's control. Please direct all questions to the bride." Straightforward, polite, devastating. Then my lawyer called. Apparently, Elena's firm has been trying to reach me. She's too distressed to work effectively. That's corporate speak for we had to take away her stapler. He told them, my client has no comment. All communication should go through me. And the best part? He bills 1,000 Canadian dollars an hour. Every call she makes costs her money she doesn't have anymore. Oh, and that married colleague she slept with? Yeah, I've got his LinkedIn saved. His wife's a pediatrician. Sweet smile. 2 adorable kids. Decisions, decisions. A man has options. Now it's Saturday. D-Day. The wedding that wasn't. 12:32 p.m., right? Right now, 220 guests are sitting at a venue in Whistler, sweating under white linen and flower arches, all wondering what the hell is going on. The ceremony was supposed to start at 12:15. Meanwhile, I'm at a beach bar in Gastown, laptop open, drink in hand, watching it all collapse in real time, like a front row seat to the opera of her undoing. Let me rewind and catch you up on the last 3 days. Friday, Elena went full psycho. According to Mateo, she showed up at my parents' house at 7 a.m., mascara smudged, hair in chaos, knocking like the house was on fire, begging my parents to tell her where I was. My mom almost caved. Soft spot. Classic. But my dad? Stone cold. He looked her dead in the eye and said, "If Liam doesn't want to talk to you, that's his choice." She tried to access our joint account. Adorable. Like breaking into a vault after the gold's been shipped to Switzerland. Surprise. I had already drained it. Left the digital equivalent of tumbleweeds in there. She called the bank in full banshee mode, screaming about theft. The rep explained as politely as possible. Ma'am, it's a joint account. Both parties have equal access. Translation. Tough shit. Then came the cherry on top, her firm. Apparently, they'd had enough of her showing up looking like a live-action breakdown. They gave her an ultimatum. Come back to work or take unpaid leave. Guess what she chose? Unpaid leave. Genius move. Because what every bride facing a 110,000 Canadian dollars invoice and financial implosion needs is less income Thursday. The wedding vendors began circling like hungry piranhas. Photographer? He wanted his second installment. You know, for those emotionally raw photos of her pretending to be in love. Florist? Needed confirmation because roses don't pluck themselves. Caterer? Wanted the balance, as in, the rest of the money and maybe some emotional stability. That's when reality finally slapped her in the face. She owes 110,000 Canadian dollars, and she's got maybe 25,000 in her personal account, which, by the way, she once told me was strictly for brunch and skincare emergencies. Then came the most pitiful part yet. She started a WhatsApp group with her bridesmaids, a digital begging bowl, basically. Hey girls, I hate to ask, but could anyone spot me a few thousand? Just until Monday, loudly crying face. The response is lukewarm, the kind of energy you give when someone asks if you can help them move a sofa in January. Apparently, that 6,000 Canadian dollars each they blew in Quebec wasn't refundable either, no sympathy left in the tank. Karma's a bitch in winter boots. That evening she did something I honestly didn't expect. She showed up at my work. Yes, like an 80s rom-com with none of the charm and all of the restraining order vibes. Building security rang me up. Hi. There's an Elena here claiming to be your fiancé. I took a long sip of my coffee and said, I don't have a fiancé. Please escort her out. They had to threaten to call the police before she left. At this point, even security was texting me laughing emojis. Saturday, the day before what was supposed to be our wedding, the day I pulled the trigger on phase 2. 12 p.m. sharp, prime time. Everyone's off work, relaxing, and definitely checking their phones. I sent the email. All 220 wedding guests, her parents, her conservative Catholic grandparents who once told me dancing was borderline sinful, her boss, the senior partners at her firm, our entire friend group. Subject line, why there's no wedding tomorrow. The email was short and sweet. Tomorrow's wedding is canceled. The attached video explains why. I apologize for any inconvenience. Liam, the attachment, 52 minutes. HD quality. Her face, clear as day. The explosion was instant. Mateo called me, wheezing, full-on dying from laughter. Holy shit, Liam, you actually did it. Her dad just called our dad screaming about honor and shame. I can't breathe, bro. My mom's phone won't stop ringing. It sounds like a call center in there. And then Camila, her sister, dropped the mic with one line. You destroyed her. Good. Her work email. Yep, I still have access to her calendar. Started pinging with meeting cancellations. 11 a.m., disciplinary review. I was sitting in a sterile glass-walled conference room, sipping burnt coffee that tasted like betrayal, while 3 senior partners stared at me like I'd just taken a dump on the company mission statement. Mr. Alvarez. One of them finally began tapping a pen against a manila folder like he thought it made him intimidating. We need to discuss the video. Oh, the video. Capital T, capital V. The tape that launched 1,000 screenshots. Which one? I deadpanned. That got a twitch from HR Linda. She's usually as expressive as a potted plant. Progress. It's not a question of which one. Another suit said, voice dripping with disappointment. It's that any exist at all. Well, technically I'm not in them. So, really, I'm just a passive observer, like the rest of the firm's WhatsApp group, apparently. Linda dropped her pen. Liam, the managing partner said, rubbing his temples like I'd personally handcrafted his migraine. This is a disciplinary review, not open mic night at the Laugh Factory. He had clearly not seen the memes. I smiled. Noted, Wednesday, 2 p.m., HR discussion. Confidential, they said. Like whispering would unsee the video of Elena doing gymnastics on a boat with 3 guys who absolutely weren't me. I want to assure you, Liam, Linda said, this has no bearing on your performance as an employee. No, I nodded, just on my performance as a fiancé. She didn't laugh. Tough crowd. I leaned back in the ergonomic chair designed to support your back as your life collapses. We just need a statement. For the record, I did not film it, I did not leak it, and I have excellent taste in ex-fiancés with questionable boundaries. Linda sighed. Anything else? Yes. If you could send a fruit basket to the IT guy who flagged the email, I owe him my sanity and half my fund. She did not write that down. Tuesday, 9 a.m., urgent partnership committee meeting. It was like being summoned to Mount Olympus, except the gods were in bad suits and worse moods. This is a serious situation, one barked. So was the footage, high-res, cinematic angles. Aerial drone shot, I think. They didn't appreciate the commentary. Liam, your name's been mentioned in the press. This affects the firm, not as much as it affected her lower back. There was a silence. I mentally high-fived myself. They told me to take the week, which is code for disappear before you trend on LinkedIn. I agreed. I needed Saturday free anyway. Saturday, 9 a.m., showtime. I woke up, brewed a pot of coffee that didn't taste like heartbreak, opened my laptop, and waited. Elena was never one to suffer quietly, and she did not disappoint. 10:30 a.m., Instagram post. Due to irreconcilable differences discovered this week, today's wedding is canceled. I asked for privacy during this difficult time. Oh honey, you posted that in a white robe with a candle lit in the background. Ma'am, this isn't a breakup post. It's a hostage negotiation. The comments section imploded like a dying star. Privacy, after what we all saw, 7 dudes, 7. Poor Liam, you're disgusting. 10 minutes later, she deleted it. Not fast enough. 11:15 a.m., venue calls me. Hi, is this Mr. Alvarez? Speaking, this is the venue manager. We have a situation. Ms. Elena is here, in her wedding dress, in the bridal suite, crying. She's refusing to leave. I stirred my coffee. I see, what should we do? Not my problem. I'm not the client anymore. Try pest control. They hung up. 11:45 a.m. Camila texts, please call off the dogs. People are sharing the video in WhatsApp groups. It's all over Twitter. There are memes. I responded. I only sent one email. The internet did the rest. Blame the algorithm. Noon fallout. The married. Meg's wife changed her Facebook status to single. Not it's complicated. Not even separated. Just single. Brutal. I considered sending her a fruit basket, too. 12:30 p.m. wedding hour. This was the moment we were supposed to be exchanging vows. Instead, she was locked in a room wearing a $20,000 haute couture dress she'll never get to wear again. Meanwhile, her guests were outside gossiping, some probably taking bets on how many mistakes she made. The best part? I hadn't said a word to her. Nothing. Radio silence. She didn't know how I found out. Didn't know if there was more footage. Didn't know if I was about to hold a press conference or drop a documentary on Netflix. She was spiraling. Good buzz email. Liam, please. I know you're reading this. It was a mistake. I was drunk. It meant nothing. Those guys mean nothing. You're everything to me. We can work through this. Couples therapy, whatever you want. Just please talk to me. Don't throw away 4 years. I love you. I read it twice, mostly for comedic effect. Then I hit forward to my lawyer with one word. No, the sun is shining here in Gastown. The beach is beautiful. I'm about to order another beer and some fresh oysters. Life is good when you're not marrying a woman who mistakes a destination wedding for a destination affair. Oh, one more thing. Remember how I saved the video in 6 different locations? Turns out I was an underachiever. I just found out that one of her bridesmaids, the one with the tragically short attention span and a phone always at 1%, has been trying to sell it to a gossip blog. Elena is about to learn that some mistakes don't just follow you. They chase you down in heels with a camera crew. Fast forward 2 weeks. The collapse continues. Sunday afternoon. I'm writing this from my new apartment after just getting back from a run along the beach. Endorphins are high, sun-kissed, hydrated, alive. Meanwhile, her life's still playing Jenga during an earthquake. Let's break down the last 2 weeks like a good legal deposition. Exhibit A, the professional destruction. Remember that little thing called a disciplinary review at her law firm? Oh, honey, it did not go well. Mateo knows someone who works there. This city is 2 degrees of separation and half a caipirinha from total exposure, and the gossip is chef's kiss. Apparently, Elena strutted into a conference room thinking it was going to be a slap on the wrist. What she walked into was basically a firing squad in business casual. All 3 senior partners, the head of HR, and, wait for it, the married colleague she starred with in our viral Quebec short film. You know, the one from Quebec City with the Oscar-worthy dialogue of "Oh God, yes." Classic. They played the video on the conference room screen, 4K subtitles optional. Then they asked her if it was her. She tried the old "this is my personal life" routine. Oh, sweetheart, no? They reminded her about that pesky little morality clause, the part about fraternizing with coworkers, especially ones who report to the same partnership. Conflict of interest, potential sexual harassment, public liability, and, my personal favorite, conduct unbecoming of a senior associate. That's legalese for you screwed up, literally. They gave her two options. First, resign immediately with a neutral reference. Second, get fired for cause with full disclosure to the Bar Association. She resigned. 6 years at one of Vancouver's top firms. Poof, gone. Her LinkedIn still says senior associate. Bless her heart. But the legal community here? It's like a high school cafeteria with degrees everyone knows. And every recruiter, every headhunter, every paralegal with Wi-Fi has seen the video. There are memes. There's a fan remix with sound effects. One of them used dramatic violins. Exhibit B, the financial ruin. Without her big loss salary, and with 110,000 Canadian dollars in wedding debt, Elena is royally effed. I'm talking Titanic playing string quartet effed. Her credit cards, maxed. Her rent, unpayable. The Kitsilano apartment, $3,800 a month. That made sense when we were splitting it. Now it's just a very expensive echo chamber. She tried calling the wedding vendors. The venue kept the full deposit. The caterer gave her 15% off out of pity. The photographer laughed, literally laughed. Mateo was there when she called. He told me. She said, "Please, I just need a refund." The guy said, "You want money back for a wedding you canceled 3 days before, after your sex tape went viral? Good luck with that." Click. Last week, she posted on a Vancouver Facebook group, looking for a roommate. Someone commented the video link. Just dropped it in the comments section like it was a YouTube tutorial for banana bread. Elena deleted the post faster than a crypto scammer caught on livestream. But the internet. Oh, the internet never forgets. She went from influencer light, with her 4,200 carefully curated followers, to a humbled 1,100. It was like watching the stock market crash in real time, except with more eggplant emojis and the inexplicable number 7. I still don't know what the 7 means, but it shows up everywhere. Art, really. She made her Instagram private after that. You know, to control the narrative. Cute. Unfortunately for her, the narrative already went global. Our friend group, split, but not like a fair 50-50 divorce, nah? This was 85/15ths, full team Liam dominance. The 15% on her side? Mostly that everyone makes mistakes crowd, which I assume also forgives identity theft and pyramid schemes on the first offense. I never said a bad word about her. Not one. Didn't need to. I just sent a single email, one, and let the flaming video-shaped truth torture reputation all by itself. Very green of me, really. Best part? Her family, traditional Colombian Catholics, you know? The type who pray when a dog barks at night and faint at the word condom. They did not take this scandal well. Her dad hasn't spoken to her since the wedding day. Big mood. Her mom's out here spinning. She's just taking time to find herself like Elena on a yoga retreat and not in digital exile. And her grandma apparently lit a candle at church to save her wayward soul. Pretty sure it was scented like shame and poor judgment. And then there's the Quebec fallout. Remember Mr. Midlife Crisis from Montreal, the married executive? His divorce is moving at warp speed. His wife hired a lawyer who probably eats piranhas for breakfast. Elena's named in the court filing. Oh yes, alienation of affection, baby. That means she's getting to post, as in under oath, as in please confirm on the record that you boinked a married man. Court transcripts live forever, just like her choices. But wait, there's more. Turns out 2 more guys from the video have been identified by the fine folks of Reddit and TikTok justice. One was engaged, was being the keyword. His fiancée got sent the video with a timestamp and a red circle around his dumb, cheating face. The other guy worked for a conservative investment bank in Montreal. Past tense. He got canned so fast his LinkedIn page is now just a blank profile with the caption, "Oops." 7 men in total so far for relationships destroyed, 3 jobs gone, including Elena's and 1 viral video that's practically immortal. You know it's bad when even Twitter won't let it die. As for Elena, she's tried everything to reach me. Fake Instagram accounts, blocked. Emails to my work address, spam filter handled that. Had her friends text me, blocked. Showed up at my gym. I switched locations faster than she switched partners. She even hired a private investigator. He found nothing. Why? Because I paid for my new apartment and cash like in the witness protection program. She tried to hack my Google account. Two-factor authentication, sweetheart, step up, the closest she got, last Tuesday. I was having lunch at this spot in Kitsilano, minding my business, fork halfway to my mouth. When I see her walk in, our eyes met. She started walking toward me. I put cash on the table, more than the overpriced ceviche and betrayal salad deserved, and walked out without a word. Not a glance back, not a dramatic pause, just pure exit stage left. Silence was my mic drop. Of course, she followed me onto the street, screaming my name like it was some kind of dramatic telenovela finale. Liam, Liam, I swear. I thought she was going to drop to her knees and summon thunder. People stared. Naturally, one guy even said, "Wait, is that the girl from that video?" Subtle man, real subtle. Then came the phones. Oh yes, I saw them come out like flowers blooming in spring. Nothing like public humiliation in 4K. Some were filming vertically, some horizontally. Bless the cinematic ones. I just kept walking, eyes forward, face like stone, like the hero leaving the burning building in slow motion. Except the explosion was her credibility. She followed for 2 blocks, yelling, crying, stumbling in that wrinkled business suit like a sad legal Pikachu. Liam, please. I heard the sniffles. I heard the heels clicking unevenly. I heard her give up. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I could practically hear the slow clap start in someone's imagination. She stood there, weeping in public while total strangers recorded the season finale of her downfall. Maybe one of them added music later. Hopefully something dramatic, like violins or Enya. Hey, race the kicker. She still doesn't know who sent me the video. Oh, the paranoia. She's questioned every bridesmaid, accused her own sister, interrogated the Quebec crew like she was running her own personal episode of CSI, Bachelorette Betrayal. Everyone denies it. She must have slipped up somehow. She probably mumbles to herself. Nope. Still eating her alive. She trusts no one now. Not even her reflection, probably. Good. Just for the record, and only because this isn't being recorded, except maybe by someone else filming her breakdown. I'm 90% sure it was one of the other guy's girlfriends. Probably found out and decided to drop a thermonuclear truth bomb. Whoever you are, bless your petty, righteous heart. You are the real MVP. The hero we didn't know we needed. As for me, life's great. My work hasn't suffered. In fact, my boss respects me more for handling this like a pro. You didn't burn her car or tweet about it. Outstanding professionalism. Been hitting the gym harder than ever. Rage is an excellent pre-workout. Started kite surfing because if she gets a trip to Quebec City, I get wind and waves. I've even been on a few dates. Casual, relaxing with women who don't treat their engagement like a commercial break from an orgy. Oh, and the money in our joint account? It's doing just fine. Thanks. Earning interest while I plan to buy a small apartment. Something that's all mine. No shared passwords. No bachelorette bombs hiding in cloud storage. Mom hugs me and says I deserve better. Dad, you showed more restraint than I would have, he said, which is dad speak for I would have buried the bodies. Mateo keeps feeding me gossip like I need updates. I mostly don't care anymore. Not really, but he's entertaining. As for Elena, her story's written, a cautionary tale about trying to have her cake, and also 7 guys licked the frosting. Last I heard, she was moving back in with her parents in Montreal because apparently Vancouver got too small for her. Shame, legal career, canceled. Social life ghosted. Family ties frayed like cheap dental floss, all for one night in Quebec City. She chose that. She made those decisions. I didn't go too far. I didn't go far enough. Honestly, she chose to betray 4 years of trust for a few hours of pleasure. I chose to ensure those hours cost her everything. Petty. Maybe worth it. Absolutely. I'm not ashamed. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't get violent. I didn't even send a single angry message. All I did was tip the first domino. The rest. That was gravity. Sweet, sweet gravity. You know what the difference is between her and me? I can sleep at night like a baby. 8 hours. No interruptions. Not even a guilty twitch. Because my conscience is crystal clear. I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I didn't crawl into a hot tub with 7 guys and a GoPro. I just told the truth. Actions have consequences. And Elena, she learned that the hard way. Emphasis on hard. To anyone reading this in a similar situation, you don't owe cheaters discretion. You don't owe them a gentle cover story or a soft exit. You don't owe them protection from their own choices. They made the mess. You're just turning on the lights. You know what you do owe? Yourself, dignity, self-respect, and a life free from people who think loyalty is optional. I'm Liam. I'm 32. I'm single. I'm successful. I'm free. And I'm never looking back, except when I rewatch the video. Occasionally, for research purposes, 1 month later, the last nail, delivered gift wrapped by Karma herself. Guess who decided to cash in? Remember the bridesmaid who was filming like she was running the TIFF Film Festival? Yeah, she found a buyer. Some trashy gossip blog with zero standards and a thirst for clicks dropped 6,000 Canadian dollars for exclusive rights. And just like that, Elena's private bachelorette highlight reel went public. The post went live last Tuesday. Title: Vancouver lawyer's bachelorette orgy destroys career and wedding. 52 minutes of chef's kiss. Full name. Firm's name. Screenshots. Oh, and they added helpful little arrows to point out each of the married executives like it was a corporate training video. Commentary on each of the 7 guys. A full timeline of events. And me, I was just the groom who exposed it all. Anonymity never felt so satisfying. 48 hours, 2.5 million views. #1 trending topic on Twitter, Canada. Picked up by every major news outlet. Flooded across legal WhatsApp groups like it was a breaking Supreme Court ruling, and the memes, my favorite. Her face photoshopped on is Snow White, with 7 very different dwarfs. One of them holding a bottle of tequila. Another? A guy passed out in a pool float. But wait, it gets better. That little viral explosion triggered a formal investigation by the Vancouver Bar Association. Apparently, having a sex tape go viral is, shockingly, not in line with the dignity of the legal profession. Who knew? And the real kicker? During the investigation, it came out that Elena had been using her firm's corporate credit card during the Quebec trip. She claimed it was for client entertainment. Yes, client entertainment. Someone at the firm must have choked on their espresso. So now, they're pursuing criminal charges for fraud. Her law license is suspended pending investigation. And even if she somehow dodges a criminal conviction, she's looking at disbarment. 7 years of law school. All that time, energy, networking, ambition, poof, career building, gone. The Montreal disaster. God, where do I begin? Elena, in her infinite wisdom, fled to her parents in Montreal, thinking she'd start fresh. You know, new city, new life, new lies. Classic post-scandal reboot move. She probably even got herself a new journal with a dumb quote on the cover like, "Every day is a second chance." Spoiler, it wasn't. The video beat her there. Not just someone posted it online. Beat her. No, someone deliberately sent it to every major law firm in Canada. We're talking a curated email list, probably with timestamps and footnotes. Her little weekend Olympics went global, LinkedIn, but with vengeance. But wait, there's a star player in this saga, the executive from Montreal. Chef, this woman is Canadian royalty, old money, old power, family friends with every judge, senator, and probably the Pope. And Elena had the genius idea of messing with her fiancé during that infamous weekend in Quebec City. Bold, dumb, but bold, Chef made one phone call, just one, and suddenly, every door in Montreal slammed shut, like she was a telemarketer pushing timeshares last week. Mateo told me Elena was spotted at a call center, headset and all. From senior associate at a top-tier firm to please hold while I transfer you to billing. Talk about poetic justice. Withhold music. Let me say it again, just for dramatic flair, from managing multi-million-dollar mergers to reading scripts for minimum wage. That's not a career change. That's a karmic nosedive. Then came the family implosion. Oh, the drama. Her father, Don Horacio, Mr. Family Honor, finally watched the video. Took him long enough. Mateo said Camila heard that he had a heart episode right after. 2 days in the hospital. He's fine now, physically at least, but he's done with her. Like, officially, wrote her out of the will. The man actually summoned a notary from his hospital bed to do it. Now that's commitment. Her mom? In therapy. Which, honestly, good for her. Better late than never. She's probably somewhere right now clutching her pearls and whispering, "Where did I go wrong?" Over chamomile tea. Camila, Elena's sister, didn't even pretend to support her. She changed her last name on social media, just deleted Elena from her bio, blocked her, and rebranded like a startup with bad PR. The whole family's standing in the middle of a social nuke zone, their names now associated with scandal, shame, and 7 mystery swimmers. All because Elena couldn't keep her legs closed for one weekend. Just one. That's all it took. One little extracurricular team-building retreat. And just when I thought this tragic soap opera had peaked the plot twist, I got a call from my lawyer yesterday. You know, routine legal follow-up, or so I thought. Liam, he said, all serious. Elena's pregnant. I nearly choked on my espresso. Apparently, one of the 7 hit the target. Which one? Who knows? The timing matches perfectly with her Quebec escapade. She's keeping it. Of course she is. I mean, it's a bold parenting move, raising a child as the human embodiment of chaos. So now she's a single mom. No career, no money, no family support, and oh yeah, a viral sex tape that's never going away. That kid is going to Google their mom someday. And Jesus, good luck, little buddy. You're going to need a therapist with military clearance. She tried contacting the swimmers. Her very own dirty, magnificent 7. Most blocked her. Montreal's executive threatened a restraining order. Classy, the 2 locals from Quebec City disappeared faster than your phone signal at a music festival. Turns out nobody wants to play daddy when it comes with that video attached. Shocking, right? Now people keep asking me, Liam, do you forgive her? Liam, do you feel sorry for her? Liam, does seeing her destroyed give you peace? And I just smile and say I nothing her. She's not worth my hatred, not worth my pity. She's just a walking, talking consequence parade. This isn't vengeance. This is physics. I've been in therapy. Not because I'm struggling. Don't get it twisted. I just wanted to make sure I'm processing this with, maturity, emotional intelligence, grace, and according to my therapist, Liam, you handled it with surgical precision. Damn right I did. No unnecessary cruelty. No dramatic monologues. No dragging things out like some budget telenovela. Just swift and complete removal of a cancer from my life. It wasn't even surgery. It was more like plucking a tick off your neck with tweezers and tossing it in the toilet. Flush. Done. I started over. The new life. Picture this. I closed on an apartment and bar last week. Ocean view. 2 bedrooms. Hardwood floors. Not that fake vinyl stuff. Real floors you can tap dance on when you're feeling petty and triumphant. And best of all, my name, just mine, on the deed. Meanwhile at work, your boy got promoted. Senior project manager. That's right, senior. I now spend my days correcting junior associates who think a pivot table is a yoga pose. And guess what? I love it. And yes, I'm dating again. Calm down. I'm not rebounding. I'm recharging. Her name's Isabella. She's a pediatrician, translation, actual compassion, actual intelligence, and doesn't say things like Liam. It's not cheating if it's in another country. Wild, I know. We're taking it slow. No rush. Just enjoying the novelty of getting to know someone who didn't treat her moral compass like a roulette wheel. As for my ex-fiancée, oh, sweet karma. She's pregnant, disgraced, disbarred. Yeah, remember law school? Turns out the ethics exam is real, disowned, and destitute. Which, let's be honest, is a hell of a bingo card. And I'm over here, thriving like a houseplant that finally got moved out of a closet and into some actual sunlight. And what's the secret sauce? One good choice. Just one. I chose to value myself. Meanwhile, she made 7 consecutive bad ones like she was trying to speedrun a life-ruining simulator. Lesson time. Class. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't squint. Don't make excuses. Don't go. Maybe she was just stressed from law school and the full moon. No, just believe them. Pack your bags. Run. Your response to betrayal defines your character way more than the betrayal itself. And let me tell you, I didn't set fire to anything. I didn't key her car. I didn't send a glitter bomb to her office. But I did post the truth. And well, turns out the internet never forgets. Who knew? Actions have consequences. They don't just echo, they compound, exponentially. Think interest rates, but for bad decisions. And the best revenge? It's not making someone cry or staging a dramatic breakup in a Chili's. It's a life well lived. But let's be honest, ensuring justice helps, too. Like putting sprinkles on an already delicious sundae of self-respect and personal growth. Elena's story is a tragedy of her own authorship. I'm just the guy who returned the pen and walked out of the room. Mine's just beginning. Big blank page, clean margins, good lighting. Isabella and I are going to Victoria on Apollo for the weekend. Spa day, ocean breeze, cocktails with little umbrellas. Life is very good when you're with someone who thinks you're enough. Peace out. Thanks for watching. What would you do if faced with this betrayal? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.